All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Chakwadash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, Shalom, salutations to the hopeful elect that's fighting the good fight of faith and truth, in sincerity and wholeheartedly, Shalom to the Akwath, which is the women believer, Shalom to you. All praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. We are at the end. Like, this whole life is just, it's not serious at all, especially as we get closer to the end. The only ones who are serious is the men in the Lord and the women that believe. Because we understand the things that's going to transpire. But look at this for some comic relief in all seriousness.
Name and address for the record. Mr. Philly, I started your time.
Now, the real video, somebody put the music behind there and the whatchamacallit, the fart sounds. Let me see if I can find it real quick.
Mr. Philly, I started your time.
This is, first of all, this is what you call an Edomite, right? No flavor at all, no rhythm, as the scripture calls us, the salt of the earth. But the reason I'm even making this video, this is show you, like, this is what's going on in the world. Everybody is losing their damn mind. Okay, oppression is at an all-time high, and you about to see, after he done all this breakdancing, listen to what he say.
Why did our taxes go up so much?
So that's a good ass question. All right. Why did our taxes go up so much? When I looked at my check, when I recognized it, I was like, damn, taxes went up again. This can't win in this system. But, I ain't going to make this video long at all. I got a few scriptures, but I just want to illustrate, prophecy. And also, when these devils fall, the earth's going to be able to rejoice, man. So it says, when it goeth well with the righteous, the city rejoiceth, and when the wicked perish, there is shouting. So the Lord said that, the famous scripture that we always quote, and it's a very important scripture in Proverbs 29:2, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. All right. So obviously the righteous not in authority. The righteous is actually at the bottom. What's that? I think that's in Ecclesiastes 10:5 or 6. Let me see. I'm gonna try 5. Well, there is an evil which I have seen under the sun, and an error which proceedeth from the ruler. Folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in low places. Low place. I have seen servants upon horses. So who is the servants that's upon horses? Those are the people that's in power right now. They are servants. The scriptures call them the base man. But the scriptures also say that he had a blessing. And Job 9:24 said the earth was given into the hands of the wicked. So right now, King Solomon is letting you know that the people who are servants, they are riding upon horses, and princes walking as servants upon the earth. So we're at the bottom. So the righteous are not in authority. And the Lord had made us real, real low and made this devil actually real high. He said that the base man, the ruler over the kingdom of men, man. That's Daniel 4:18. But that illustrates the Lord's power, how he can make the base man, the worst of the worst, the top on the earth, and then his own children, the nation that he made above all nations, as I say in Deuteronomy 7:6, put them at the bottom. And this is what you get when the ones who're supposed to run the world is at the bottom. You got people breakdancing in court, talk about why my taxes go up. It's like He's even trying to have some comic relief in his misery. So it says, so I return and consider all the oppressions that are done under the sun, and behold the tears of such as were oppressed, and they had no comforter. And on the side of their oppressors there was power, but they had no comforter. Okay? Because the ones who are actually ruling, they got a power that's over them. That's the Most High who put them in power. But they don't have no comforter. And the people that's getting oppressed, they don't have no comforter. But you want to know who do have a comforter? The hopeful elect of the Israelites. And it says, wherefore I praise the dead, which are already dead, more than the living, which are yet alive. That's why the scripture says, death. Matter of fact, I think I don't know if it's 7:1 or 7:9. We're going to see. Yep. A good name is better than precious ointment in the day of death than the day of one's birth. Because when you actually have understanding of what death is, the scripture says when you die, you are at rest. That's in Revelation 14. And your works do follow you. So while you here, this is the place where you suffer in the flesh. This is the place where you get your heart broke. This is the place where you get injured. This is the place where you're oppressed. Even Job in chapter 3, that whole chapter was going into the Lord. Why you even allow me to see the light of day? I'd rather be in the spirit world with you. And the scripture also said that to be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord. That's in 2 Corinthians 5. I want to say verse 7 or 8. So, wherefore I praise the dead, which are already dead, more than the living, which are yet alive. In the times that we are approaching, people going to wish that they were dead. Yeah, better is he than both they which have not yet been, who have not seen the evil work that is done under the sun. So, this is my favorite book. If you've been watching my videos for some years now, I always say that the book Ecclesiastes is my favorite book because I understand where King Solomon is coming from. Now, you got to understand, King Solomon, he had all the riches, he had all the wisdom, and he had all the women. And he still failed, though. But just imagine, this man is speaking while he's rich with all the wisdom, all the resources, all the women. He was the king. And this is what he came up with. And he didn't say this. This is through the Spirit. He didn't say this, what I'm about to say. But when you read the book, you recognize that he's saying everything is vanity, vexation, and spirit until the kingdom of heaven. Because this is the place where you suffer. This is the place where you die. And then if you get rich, you leave your riches to another. And then that person probably going to trick it off. All right. So this place is hell. All right. So, like I said, I ain't gonna make this video too long. But then, remember he said that, why my taxes keep going up? I think that's Deuteronomy 23. So it said, you shall not lend upon usury to your brother. Now remember, this is what you perceive a Edomite. And the people who run this world are the Edomites. They oppress their own people. So even though Esau is our brother, but let's be real, the Lord separated us from the bowels, as he told Rebecca. These two nations will be separated from the bowels, from your womb. So we never really were brothers like that. So in all actuality, he actually can lend usury upon us. He's still going to pay for it, but he actually can. But let's talk about this man that's breakdancing in his court system, and he asking why my taxes keep going up. So that's your brother. And that's why these Edomites is going to be the first one that pick up the gun and go against their own rulers, because they realize they got, they ain't get the pie. They ain't get a piece of the pie. They got excluded. So it says, you shall not let upon usury upon your brother, usury of money, usury of victuals, usury of anything that is lent upon usury. Unto a stranger you may let, that's why I'm reading this, because 19 is the point, but I want to read this. Unto a stranger you may lend upon usury, but unto your brother you shall not lend upon usury. So Edomites is even oppressing their own people, and that ain't in the law. You ain't supposed to do that. Okay? And the scripture says in Romans 7:1 that every man is under the dominion of the law. Let me get that real quick. Know ye not, brethren, for I speak to them that know the law, how that law have a dominion over a man as long as he liveth. Now, he said he's speaking to the one who know the law, because we the only ones that was given the law. But the Lord judged everybody by the law. Okay? Because if he didn't, Edom wouldn't even be destroyed. The heathen will continue to be in power. But remember, the Lord said that he destroying Babylon the Great for their wickedness. Transgression of the law is wickedness. All right? So just to illustrate that, that the law have dominion over a man long as he liveth, especially to the Israelites first, of course. So it says, you shall not lend upon usury, that Yahweh Bashmi Abishai, your power may bless you in all that you settest your hand into the land, whether you go as to possess it. So, these devils, they do everything contrary to the Lord, and that's why they're going to pay. And Babylon is falling, baby. This is why you can have these type of videos. So it says, I'm gonna end it on this: come down and sit in the dust. All right, which means in confusion. That's what dust represent. This place is confused. That's why it's called Babylon the Great. Gadol Babal in Hebrew. A virgin daughter of Babylon, because this place have never seen any type of adversity. Haven't been hit by no bombs. Haven't really had no wars. So it says the only thing you had was a civil war. Sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for you shall no more be called tender and delicate, because if you were, there won't be nobody in your courses to break dancing, basically saying, why my taxes going up? He lost his damn mind. He lost his mind. This is the way that he is able to cope with it. All right, so verse 2, take the millstones and grind meal, uncover the locks, make bare the leg, cover the thigh, pass over the rivers, which means that your shame is passed over the rivers. It's public display. All these nations see your shame, and they've been really talking shit since Joe Biden been in there, his illiterate ass, and they was making parodies. They had Joe Biden parodies. They've been having Trump parodies even back in 2016. You know what I'm saying? So like nations wouldn't dare speak against the hammer of the whole earth. But now the Lord, as it's saying Isaiah 14:4, the nations are going to say, have you became weak as we, the one that rule over the nations? So yeah, hey man, this was a little comic relief, but also this shows you that Babylon the Great is on the decline. So I'm actually going to end it on this. Awake, Jeremiah. So it said, we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her. Let us go everyone to his own country. And that's actually happening right now with the deportation. So that's physically happening and people are actually leaving literally. And you say, for her judgment reacheth unto heaven and is lifted up to the sky. So yeah, Babylon have bounds that they can't pass. They have a set judgment, and we getting close to it. So all praises to Yahweh Bashim Al Rashai. Seek ye out the Lord while he may be found. And Shalom.